for the opportunity to talk to you about becoming and staying relevant as a cybersecurity professional. In this webinar, I'll be exploring how to stay relevant and the challenges to bypass the challenges you face in terms of AI and the fourth industrial revolution. Your career path in cybersecurity, is it worth pursuing? First of all, let's have a look at Cybersecurity Ventures, that they predict that there will be 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs by 2021. Cybersecurity job forecasts have been unable to keep pace with the dramatic rise in cybercrime. It is predicted that it costs the world $6 trillion annually by 2021, and that is up from $3 trillion in 2015. In 2017, the US employed nearly 780,000 people in cybersecurity positions, with approximately 350 current job cybersecurity openings available, and that is according to CyberSec. That is part of NIST and the US Department of Commerce. So 100% of large companies globally will have a CISO position by 2021. So that's a prediction by Cybersecurity Ventures. And it really emphasizes the importance and status of cybersecurity related jobs. But the fact that they're ever increasing. As an example, CISOs now have a lot more direct reporting lines and lines of communication to the company's CEOs. It's important to start off with a self-assessment. When was the last time you've looked in the mirror and really did a self-assessment to see if you're on the right path? Are you happy? So I'll quickly go through what is available in terms of self-assessments. First question is, who am I? You must know that. And there's various ways to establish who you are. You can partake in self-assessment evaluations, tools like Myers-Briggs and True Colors that states multiple, around 16 personality types. And that is quite helpful for yourself, and especially in a team environment, to really understand your team members. These self-assessments may focus on aspects such as aspirations, ability, and engagement. So, for instance, firstly, what is your aspirations to become a manager or a subject matter expert? Secondly, what is your ability or likelihood to become a manager or subject matter expert? And then also, thirdly, establish the level of engagement. See how engaged are you in your current position? Are you just there going to work 9 to 5, not really be engaged? And that also plays a huge part to establish if you're on the right path. Are you happy? The next question is, where am I going? So the ideal place to go to is the intersection between what you love doing, secondly, what you're good at, and then probably the worst selection is if you follow the money. But if those three interact, or if you go into the intersection where those three overlap, you're obviously in the ideal position. The next question is, how do I get there? Part of this webinar, we'll explore different paths to your preferred destination. So your career path, you have to set clear goals and objectives. Goals are general guidelines that explain what you want to achieve, and goals are usually a very long term, such as, for instance, the fact that you say, I want to become a CISO. That is a long-term goal. Your objectives are strategies or implementation steps to attain the identified goals. Unlike goals, objectives are specific and measurable and have a defined completion date. They are more specific. They are more specific and outline the who, what, where, and how of reaching your goals. And then important is to draft an action plan. Action plan is a plan that contains enough details to achieve an objective or goal. This typically includes an outline of goals, objectives, measurements, action steps, and responsibilities for each step. I refer here to elements of a SMART action plan. So SMART stands for specific. Your objective needs to be very clear and detailed, measurable. It needs to be measurable on a constant basis. Agreement. The people who must take it need to agree on it. Realistic. A person must believe it is possible to achieve. And then lastly, time specific, where deadlines for each stage come into play. The next one is map. So you've got to continuously map your career path to pave the way for surging up the career ladder. And probably the most important thing is your continuous re-evaluation to see if you're still on the right path. So managing a chosen career path requires constant self-learning and evaluation of your experiences. Take time to evaluate your progress in line with your objectives. Dedicate time to evaluate your skills, your abilities, habits, behavior, and decisions on a regular. Slide 5. Your career path. I think it's my experience on your career path. It's a combination of academic achievements. So you have to have a combination of the following: academic, certifications, and experience. Firstly, academic. After you finish high school, it's important to proceed and elevate your academic level in terms of getting a diploma, a bachelor's degree, moving on to a master's degree, and maybe eventually ending up with a PhD. Your academic background lays the foundation, it lays the groundwork, and it also assists with continuous knowledge and growth. If you look at the job market, there is a component in terms of academic qualifications. It is mainly to get your foot in the door and land an interview for your dream job. So you need to have some sort of academic background. Certifications, very job-specific requirements. So if we'll go through some of the certifications later on, where it really adds value to your career path. Experience, that's another job requirement. It is important to have experience in any field, but most jobs and that's being advertised requires at least say two to 10 years experience, depending on a specific job. So it's good to have a combination of all three of these aspects. Here's a career path from EC Council that explains how you proceed in your career path. It is on the left-hand side. You can see how you proceed from fundamental, intermediate, advanced, specialist, and eventually ending up with becoming an expert. On the right-hand side, it shows how you proceed in your knowledge base, and also that being emphasized here is on the first column, the value of university courses. So I definitely recommend you get some sort of bachelor degree or even further study to really take you up to advanced or specialist level. on the information security column, there's quite a few examples of certifications that you can partake to grow yourself and accelerate your career path, also up from fundamental to expert level. Your career path is nothing without your own brand. So you've got to build your own brand. Ryan James Locke have 7 ways that he says to promote your brand. It's, first of all, stop playing it small. Promote yourself and go after what you want. Secondly, be a voice people listen to. So put yourself out there, partake in guest blogging, webinars, and thirdly, network, and some more networking. So you need to build the right relationships, both personally and professionally. You can't just hang around and stand there. You have to engage people and partake in conversations. Be your own publicist. You need to be noticed. Being featured in the media is probably one of the best ways to seriously promote yourself and your work in order to build your brand. So become the go-to person. Join forces. Develop a collaborative mentality by regarding other people as opportunities to create mutually beneficial relationships. You have to give more. Excuse me. People respond to a brand in direct proportion to how much value it adds to their lives. The more you give, the more you will receive. Your image. Be conscious of your image and how you present yourself. I always associate Steve Jobs with a turtleneck shirt. So don't wait until you get there to start looking your best. So your career path, there's mainly 2 distinct areas that you can proceed in. Technical, where you're becoming a subject matter expert. There is ample job opportunities, and we'll go through some of them just later. And then managerial. So it's really up to you. Technical is, and managerial is not for everyone. So the transition from technical to manager is could be problematic for a lot of people, and it really depends on your personality if you want to proceed from a technical to a managerial level. You can really these days stay and become really a subject matter expert that will add value. Your decision here should more be based on what you love and what you're good at, and not necessarily the money. And it is ironic that some security engineer positions actually earn more than CISOs. So you have to keep that in mind. Certification roadmap. Let's go through another roadmap that hopefully will also give you some better view. You can go and visit Global Knowledge. The website is down there. Go and have a look. I redacted a lot of the certifications, but it's worth viewing, and it emphasizes also how you can proceed from the foundation in terms of what is regarded as your IT foundation and your cybersecurity foundation and awareness. And then you can see you immediately go into a specialization field. From the left, it's cybersecurity operations, information security, cybersecurity management, governance, risk, and compliance. digital forensics and incident response, data privacy, ethical hacking and penetration testing, secure coding, business continuity, and disaster recovery. And these are just the primary specialization fields. There's plenty of different jobs in each one. The next level is your practitioner. As you can see, you can stay inside one of your specialist fields and become a practitioner. And then lastly, extending yourself to become an expert if you obtain additional certifications. So let's go through some of the jobs out there. So again, you can go and visit Cybersecurity Ventures down there, and they've got 50 cybersecurity jobs that you should know about. As you can see, it's quite vast. I'll quickly go through that. So just to emphasize the fact that it's huge and vast, and you've got so many options to specialize in. We can start off as application security administrator, artificial intelligence security specialist, automotive security engineer, blockchain developer, blue team member, backend bounty hunter, cybersecurity scrum master, your CISO, security, and CSO. The main difference between it is the CSOs also reports all physical and cybersecurity reports into the chief security officer, where the CISO is just cybersecurity related management. And then cloud architect, counter espionage analyst, crypto analyst, cryptographer, cyber insurance policy specialist, cyber intelligence specialist, cyber operations specialist, cybercrime investigator, cybersecurity hardware engineer, cybersecurity lawyer. So it just emphasizes how huge the field is. You can even come from a legal background and specialize in cybersecurity. Software developer, engineer, data privacy officer, data recovery specialist, data security analyst, digital forensic analyst, disaster recovery specialist, ethical hacker, white hat hackers, governance, compliance, and risk managers, industrial Internet of Things specialist, incident responder, information security analyst. So the list goes on. Information security analyst, manager, intrusion detection, Internet of Things specialist, IT security architect. That's also a job in quite big demand. Malware analyst, mobile security engineer, network security administrator, penetration tester, and public key infrastructure analyst. And the last page is your red team members, SCADA, security analyst, security auditor, security awareness training specialist, security operations, SOC analyst and manager. These type of jobs are also high in demand. Source code auditor, threat hunter, virus technician, and vulnerability assessor. So these are just 50 jobs that you know about. There is plenty more. So I hope it emphasizes the field available and the way you can really specialize in what you love. Just from Business News Daily, a job board that they actually went and got some certifications. So you can see there's your EC Council ethical hacking, and how many, these are all based on how many vacancies available on the different job boards. So you can see in total as your ethical hacking, there's almost 11,000 vacancies. It's massive. And then there's some other certifications, more managerial, where you have your CISM and CISP, and then also in quite demand is your SANS certifications and Security Plus. So further to what was discussed above, there is quite a number of opportunities to specialize and really accelerate your career. In conclusion, for your IT security career to really lift off and be future-proof, I'll just quickly recap on some of the content up above. Is really to set goals and objectives, um, finalize your action plan, map your career in terms of your academic requirements, certifications, and experience. Continuous reevaluation to really assess if you're still on the right track. Life happens and you end up in a different path, or you lose your track. So you have to continuously reevaluate if you're still on track. And important is build your brand, and then self-assessment to really understand who you are. You've got to establish who you are, what you love, and what you're good at.